हेलो। तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम, प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम। तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम। Is it plausible to say that hydrogen gas, suppose there is a container and that container has atoms of hydrogen in it, would it be right to say that all of these hydrogen atoms are identical? Is it plausible? Okay, on classical level, when you take good amounts of these atoms, we can presume that every individual hydrogen atom is same as that of every other hydrogen atom. And we also know that in a hydrogen atom there is a proton in its nucleus and an electron is revolving around it. Now the fundamental question here is that I'm trying to pose is is it plausible to to believe that all the hydrogen atoms are identical? Are they identical in all of their characters? Now, if we take the example of human beings, every human being is different from that of every other human being. Every human being has its own signature of DNA. And we are in a position to differentiate them. And every individual has a different state of mind, different state of all sort of things that we can say. You cannot have two persons which are identical to each other. In quantum physics, there is a very fundamental principle. We call it Pauli's exclusion principle. It states that no two electrons can have same set of all four quantum numbers. If I have to translate it in pure philosophical language, it means two electrons cannot acquire the same state. They will not remain in the same state. So, what should be the point here? The point is that if I take a container, it contains hydrogen, 1 mole of hydrogen atoms. I'll not take molecules because I want them as individual atoms. And I'm trying to compare these individual atoms with humans or any other sort of species that are there on the planet. And there is another box in which we have human beings. And we know that every human being is different from that of every other human being. Even if we take a tree, it has tremendous number of leaves over it. You will never find two leaves which are perfectly identical. So what's our approach? Is it purely abstract that two hydrogen atoms are same because they have one electron and they have one proton? Is this the end of the story? No, things appear to be deeper than that. And what it appears like, if we can translate a macroscopic human body to a single hydrogen atom, there must be same kind of intuition out there. It should always be a reality that two hydrogen atoms will not react in the similar way. They will not have the same identical properties. They may have some abstract things as long as their structure is constructed. But in their individual states, every hydrogen atom should act as an individual state of mind, having its brain somewhere which cannot be localized, having feelings in it which cannot be localized. And when it has to interact, it does interact, keeping all of its feelings in its containment. And I feel as if there's no difference. The way on a tree having 1 billion leaves on it, you won't find two leaves which are identical. In the similar fashion, if I take two identical atoms, these two identical atoms, by virtue of their composition, they are same, but by virtue of their interactions, certainly there must be some level of mind involved in it. That mind seems to be immeasurable. Okay, we are using quantum physics to demonstrate the abstract things that could be plausible at micro state. But quantum does not